Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about the one skill that truly separates the pros from the beginners when it comes to AI. And spoiler alert, it has absolutely nothing to do with coding. It's all about communication.
This is the big question, right? The one on everybody's mind. Is AI this scary threat to our jobs, or is it a massive opportunity to do things better than ever? Well, the surprising answer is, the outcome doesn't really depend on the AI. It depends on us. And check this out. For all the hype and all the headlines, a recent survey found that a huge percentage of people have either never even used an AI chatbot or they've only tried it, once or twice. That just tells you there's this enormous gap between the power of this technology and how many of us are actually using it.
So what's the deal? It usually comes down to this one very common mistake. We've all been there. We try AI for the first time, we get a really bland, kind of boring result, and we just walk away thinking, this thing's overrated. But what if the problem isn't the AI at all?
It's because we're treating these incredibly powerful tools like they're just a simple search engine. We type in a vague, one-line request and pretty much just cross our fingers and hope for the best.
And what do you get back? Something like this. A completely generic, uninspired plan that, let's be honest, you could have found on any travel blog. It's not personal, it's not detailed, and it's definitely not all that helpful. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. And the good news is, you're just one small step away from a major breakthrough. The secret isn't a more powerful AI. It's a more powerful prompt.
This is where we make the switch. We're going from being a passive user to being an active director. And to do that, we're going to use a simple but really effective framework called CREATE.
This whole idea is called prompt engineering. Now I know, it sounds super technical, but it's really just the art of giving the AI crystal clear instructions. Think of it less like asking a question and more like you're briefing an expert assistant who's just waiting to do their best work for you.
Let's break it down really quick. C is for character. You give the AI a role to play. R is for request. You say exactly what you need. E is for example. Give it a good model to follow. Then A is for adjustments. This is where you get personal with your preferences. T is for type of output. Do you want a list, a table, maybe an email? You decide. And finally, E is for extras, any last-minute details to get it just right.
Okay, so let's put this framework to the test. Let's see the night and day difference between that first generic prompt and one that we build using CREATE. So, on the left, there's our vague beginner request. But on the right, that's a detailed brief. We assigned a character, a world-class travel planner. We made a specific request for a family with a baby. We added adjustments like asking for baby-friendly hotels. And we specified the type of output, a detailed table.
And would you look at that result? It's not just an itinerary anymore. It's a real solution. We get specific hotel recommendations that have baby cots, healthy restaurant suggestions, a perfectly structured plan. This isn't just better. It is a completely different class of output.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, this changes everything. The whole conversation shifts from, will AI take my job, to, how can I use AI to become exceptional at my job?
And that brings us to this really powerful realization. Mastering AI isn't about learning to code. It's about learning to communicate your vision with absolute precision. The people who get good at this, who learn to prompt effectively, they are the ones who are going to lead in their fields.
This skill, right here, becomes your new superpower. And it applies to literally everything. Planning a trip, writing a business plan, designing a product, solving a really complex problem. The tool is ready. The only question left is, what will you create with it?